Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Jill White, a clinical wellness pharmacist, a certified personal trainer, holistic skin specialist, and aesthetic strategist. I am the CEO of Innovate Wellness, an online and brick and mortar clinic where I specialize in peptides and weight loss. You can find out more by visiting my website at innovatewellness.com. So in this video, I'm going to give you the rundown of the first 3 weeks of taking my GLP-1. So in case you didn't catch my last video, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes versions here of how I found, or that I found myself struggling to lose weight. I needed to lose 50 pounds. And that was because of a variety of factors. And again, I'll link the video in the comments of how I ended there with all of the credentials that I just listed, which should help you understand that if you find yourself needing to lose weight, but somebody who knows how to do all the things also needs to lose weight, just know you are not alone. But I'm documenting my GLP-1 journey, and the one I'm taking is actually the less famous Tirzepatide because it is a combo GLP-1 slash GIP receptor agonist, as opposed to just semaglutide, which is just a GLP-1 receptor agonist. So Tirzepatide I use the compounded version, but the brand names that maybe you're familiar with is Mounjaro and Zepbound. But I'm basically recording this on my channel to help to erase the stigma when we need help to fight obesity and to better our health. Because I will say, it's really kind of looked bad upon by people who's never struggled. And even people who do struggle, who look at people that take a medication or a peptide, like we're cheating. I'm here for it. Okay, let's just say that. So I did take some notes. If you see me looking at my screen a little bit more, I took notes because, like I mentioned, I have already completed 3 weeks. I've lost 8 pounds in those 3 weeks already. It's the easiest weight I've ever lost. But I took notes because I knew I was going to record this, or I figured I would. I just wasn't really ready to put it out there yet. So I'm going to walk you through those first 3 weeks. Today is day 1 of week 4 for me. So, okay, let me preface this also with saying, and I did mention this in the last video, and I'm going to make a full dose on it, but about microdosing. I will be honest, microdosing is what swayed me into trying GLP-1s, because prior to even thinking about microdosing, I was pretty against them, like everyone else. Like, check out the video where I said I have in my profile, my video catalog, I don't know what it's called, but check out the video that says 5 things that I learned about GLP-1s as a clinical wellness pharmacist. But I was very against them. When I heard about microdosing, I was like, okay, well, that sounds like an eased way into taking them, or not taking them a lot, and maybe it was less cheating if I microdose instead of taking a full dose or full starter dose at that. But I will make a whole video about microdosing. I am not a fan of it. I'm not a proponent of it, and I no longer do it. I only take full weekly doses as of now. So the first 2 weeks I did microdose, and that is going to be the information that I run down. And then I will tell you when I switched over to whole dose dosing, and we'll talk about that. So day 1, in injection 1, I did the tiniest dose ever. So to give you an idea of what kind of dose I took, the starter dose of Tirzepatide, when you're looking at the pharmaceutical, the medication at the pharmacy, is 2.5 milligrams. The dose that I typically see my clients working at now starts at 2 milligrams, so a smidgen below that, because we're not treating diabetes. We're just helping with fight obesity and overeating and food noise and all the things. But the dose I started on day 1 with when I was microdosing was 0.2. So literally a 1/10 of the normal dose. So my first injection, I was doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday injection. I did 0.2 milligrams on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I did 0.4 milligrams. I have to say, neither of those days did I really notice a lot. I will say the GLP-1 specific meal plan that I had created, that I was following, was easy to stick to. So I do think that that helped. But there wasn't anything other than that in particular noteworthy in my notes that I could remember. On Friday, however, I had increased my dose. So I was increasing by 0.2 milligrams each day. 0.2, zero point 0.4. By Friday, I was on 0.6 milligrams. Technically day 5, third injection. I had almost, okay, fast forward 10 seconds if you don't want to hear about bodily functions, but just know that I'm going to tell you all the things on this journey. But after that injection, within 2 hours, I had like diarrhea. And then I ended up with a couple of bouts of diarrhea. Now, granted, I will preface that by saying I'd only had a protein smoothie so far that day because that's one way I was helping to fight off any possible nausea, anything. I hate being nauseous. Um, and as soon as I ate some solid food, I had my first meal, protein and fruits and some fats. I was better and I didn't have any more. Now, I will say, even by day 5 to over the weekend, I felt a little weird, and I'll describe that more in just a minute. Um, this early on, though, I guess it really was just, and this still continues. So I kind of jumped a gun when I said I felt a little weird. I felt kind of anxious. Like I wasn't anxious, but that feeling that I had that you get in your stomach when you feel anxious, like that's kind of the feeling I had, which kept me from being able to eat, right? Like when you're anxious, you can't really eat because of that pit in your stomach. That's kind of how I was feeling. So I was day 5 over the weekend, day 6 and 7. It was seemed to be everything fine. I will say on Monday, that next Monday, day 8, which was dose 4, I had no issues, but I did find myself, this is really weird, and I've not heard anyone else say this, so I don't know if it was just me or not, but I found myself like fiending for the next dose, like wanting it. Like Sunday, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to do my next dose. Like I was so excited in a weird way, kind of. I don't know. Not that I was addicted to a GLP-1 because it doesn't trigger addictive receptors, but I don't know. I was kind of fiending for it, which was weird. And anyone, like I'm a pharmacist, anyone that knows anything about like pain meds, short-acting pain meds can actually trigger addictive responses more than a long-acting pain med. And then that goes back to microdosing versus weekly dosing. I don't know if there's a correlation or not. I don't know. Anyways, so did good over the weekend. Day 10, I'm on dose 5 now. I wasn't necessarily feeling full, but I started having these like hypoglycemic feelings. This is what I was referring to a while ago, a little bit early. I don't know if you've ever felt hypoglycemic. If you have any issues with your blood glucose, your blood sugar, you might feel hypoglycemic. And it's just like, I don't know how to describe it other than you feel like kind of fast and just like, I just need to eat something. I just need to put food in my system. Like, I don't know what it was. And I was eating. I had had a couple of meals already. So it wasn't like I hadn't eaten. I just felt hypoglycemic. And so I ate again. I think I had like some nut butter on a rice cake. So not even a lot of carbs particularly, but I started to feel better. And then I was like, oh, I should check my blood sugar because I actually have a monitor for that. Not that I have diabetes or nothing. I just like to check occasionally when I would do diets and do ketones and blood glucose and stuff, whatever. So I had a monitor. I took it. It was totally fine, not low at all. So I don't know. I don't think that I probably was hypoglycemic. I'm just saying I had that feeling of hypoglycemia. Um, and so then that was a Wednesday. I still did a dose on Friday. And that's when I was like, okay, I had done some more research, realizing that microdosing was not right. I actually talked to someone about it and realized that when you're microdosing, you're hitting your blood levels instead of being a constant like blood level from doing a once weekly injection, you just kind of keep hitting yourself with this increase. Even though it's low, you're hitting yourself with this increase. Anyways, like I said, I will do a full video on microdosing and why I'm not a fan. But anyways, I should stop saying anyways. Sorry. I by then, okay, so I didn't update you that after the end of the first week, I was down about 2 pounds. So then by day 15, dose 6 was my last microdose. That's 2 weeks in. And I was down about 5 pounds after 2 weeks. So even though I was having kind of a little bit of weird feelings, down 5 pounds felt great because I had been struggling to lose 2 pounds for like 3 months before. So felt good. So then on that Friday, the Friday of my second week, day 19, was my first full starter dose. And that dose was still very low. Because I had been doing this random dosing, I still started on only 2 milligrams as a one-time dose, even though I had done over like 1 milligram, 1.1 milligram as a microdose when I was doing the microdosing. See, it just makes no sense. But I did a 2 milligram dose on Friday. Felt really good. I will say GLP-1s work best the first few days after you inject it because they do slowly um, come out of you inject it sub-Q, so it's slowly absorbing into your system through the week before your time for your next dose. And so they work better the first few days. I am now Monday after that first full injection, and I do think that I could increase up from the 2 milligrams. I didn't overeat. I actually lost about a pound over the weekend. So here I am, which it was like beginning of cycle. Now I'm not cycling. So that also helped because on Friday I had lost 7 pounds and by Monday I lost 8 pounds. But either way, here I am, day 22, full 3 weeks in, down 8 pounds and loving it. It's great progress, right? And I'm very happy with the results so far. And I know that it takes time. I still have a lot of weight that I want to lose, but I am so confident now. Like I never knew what it would feel like to be confident in a weight loss journey, but I'm confident that I can do it now because I have a tool that makes it easy that where I'm not always obsessing about food. And I will also add that it is very imperative that you lift weights or strength train while you're on a GLP-1. And I do go to the gym and lift weights, heavy weights, heavy weights. I lift heavy weights. You should lift as heavy as you can, 2 to 3 times per week, preferably 3 times a week, but I know life gets in the way. I eat a lot of protein also. I don't cut out anything. I eat all of the macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbs, but I eat a lot of protein because I don't want to lose any muscle while I'm losing weight at a really decent pace. The protein is calculated for me and my body. If you want to keep up with my progress, so like I said, that's up to week 3. I'm starting week 4 today, and we'll definitely keep you updated with pictures and videos. And I won't just be a talking head. It's just I'm kind of talking about stuff that I've already done, but we'll go to the gym together. We'll talk about food and I'll show you what I'm eating. So be sure and subscribe to the channel to follow the journey. And if you are interested in seeing what GLP-1 is right for you and you want to be supported through your journey, visit my website, innovatewellness.com, or you can always email my team at support@innovatewellness.com. And so I'm excited. I'm going to continue on my day and I will see you next time. Bye.